Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Camouflage of the World. I'm Mike B, and today we're going to be taking a look at the East German, what we call Strichtarn. It's actually a Strichmuster, is what the East Germans called it. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a background on it. And this has been a very requested video, so I hope you enjoy. So it started out in the late 50s and early 60s where the Eastern Bloc was trying to come up with their own kind of a semi-autonomous uniforms from the Soviets. And a lot of these countries received inspiration from the Wehrmacht's camouflage patterns. They were kind of doing some testing with those, but you know how the Soviets liked the Wehrmacht, so it was kind of limited on what they could do, even though some of those patterns worked, like the splinter camouflage and the Sumpftarn, the marsh stuff. The border guard service in West Germany kind of used a variation of that afterwards, but that still kind of went to the wayside as well. So Poland decided to come up with a pattern that utilized a feature of both those aforementioned patterns, but didn't look like them, and came out with this, essentially this pattern here. It was a little bit different. Each country had their own variations. And soon after, Czechoslovakia came out with their pattern, which had an undertone for infrared resistance and in night vision goggles and stuff. And then East Germany in 1965 officially adopted this as their camouflage uniform. Called it Strichmuster, which means literally like line camouflage or line pattern, which makes total sense because as you can see, we get a close up. That's what it is. It's little lines that looks like falling rain. So this was utilized by several different countries in the Eastern Bloc. Let's see, Czechoslovakia, Poland, East Germany, and Bulgaria even had their own little variation of it. And South Africans kind of dabble with it later on, but I think the most famous usage is from East Germany because of the fact that, of course, the United States was, the only player in the Cold War according to history. But you could see a lot of the pictures of the East German border guards and soldiers wearing this, and a lot of American soldiers did see them wearing this. So that's, I think, why East Germany became the most infamous for wearing this, even though several other countries wore relatively the same pattern. So in 1965, they adopted this. They came out with several variations of the uniform. I'm actually not sure which variation this shirt is. I'm sure somebody can enlighten us who knows more than me. I haven't gotten really far into the detail work on these different models of shirts, just kind of the pattern itself and when it was used. They stopped using it in 1990, obviously after the wall collapsed. They started integrating East German or former East German soldiers into the Bundeswehr, and then this stuff was kind of dropped. And that's why we had an abundance of this in the late 90s and early 2000s. It's really drying up. They only made so much of it, and it's going away quickly. So this is a decent example. It's pretty used, but still in good shape. Not brand spanking new, and you can see the sizing tag up here. That's how you can tell it's East German and not Polish. You got the letter followed by the number. This is G48, so it's Gross 48, which means it's like a medium long, pretty much, but a 40-inch chest. Anyway, yeah, so the Strichtarn was what we call it. It's a pretty popular pattern in the United States because of that. A lot of people, like even when I was younger, one of my paintball buddies wore this, and it served him pretty well, like running around, jumping around. Pretty durable stuff, made out of cotton. But it's not as durable as most uniforms of that time were. It falls apart fairly quickly, but you trade that off for comfort and it looks cool. This pattern has become extremely popular in the US now that it's getting harder to find. So if you do have some, it's pretty cool. I'd advise not beating the crap out of it as it's a cool part of Cold War history. So yeah, I hope that was enough. You kind of learned that, it was adopted. East Germans weren't the ones that came out with this. East Germany, we'll say, adopted quite a few things from Poland during the Cold War. So this is a fine example of one of them. So with that, I'll wrap up the video, and I appreciate everybody watching. Hope you learned something. If you already knew, hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and click the notification bell, as well as giving this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you learned something and enjoyed the video. Also consider becoming a supporter on Patreon. The link to that is in the description. For $1 a month, you can help fund the channel. Even though I do fund the channel about 99% out of pocket, I really appreciate any crowdfunding that I can get to help offset costs of ballistic tests, gear reviews, all that stuff. So consider that. If not, I just appreciate everyone watching, and we'll see you on the next video.